Hi Flosstube, I'm Sally. I'm StitchySally here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Today is the 27th of September 2023 and this is Flosstube number 60. A very warm welcome whether you are a returning viewer or a new viewer. It is lovely to have you here. If you like what you see and you're not subscribed, it would be lovely if you would consider hitting the subscribe button, the like button, and also if you have a moment, if you could leave me a comment, that would be really nice. I have quite a bit to show you today. I've got some finishes to show you. No fully finishes. I haven't managed to get round to that yet. So I think I'll get started. So I've opened the zips on these, so hopefully it won't be too noisy. So my first finish is this one, and it is Stitching Through the Years Black Sampler, which is a freebie, and I do still have the link to Lana's link tree down below so that you can find this if you want to. I started this as part of Black Sampler November last year, and I just decided I couldn't be bothered to kit anything up for a new start with the sal that I do with lovely Lainey on a Saturday. So I just got this out and kept going until I'd finished it. So I stitched this with DMC 310 on 25 count vintage marble, 1/1, and there we have it. And I just love this, absolutely love how it looks. And I mean, for a freebie it is amazing, absolutely amazing. So we went to our nearest bigger town on Monday, and I picked up some frames in Dunelm, so I'm going to get this framed. And I also bought a frame for another one of my finishes and for the Warmth in Palms Robin as well. So hopefully when I come back again, all of those will be framed. So yeah, really pleased with how that looks. So pleased with it. So that's my first, oops, sorry, caught my microphone with my bracelet, I do apologise. And I know sometimes, you know, if you're listening on headphones, things can be a wee bit too loud, so I do apologise for that. And then my next finish, and I haven't got the chart actually, I've left it in the drawer in there, but never mind. So my next finish, forgot about that one, good job, that was in there, is the piece that I was doing for the seasonal sal hosted by Lynn the Lancashire Stitcher, the summer piece, and it was also for my sal with my lovely friend Sally, Flossy Sews and Grows, that we do on a Wednesday, Barbara Anna Wednesdays. And there we have Sailing Dreams. She is straight, it's just that the fabric's a bit, it's a funny fabric, it's a little bit stretchy. I don't know what the fabric is. I think it might be a 32 count, but I've no idea what it is, what make it is or anything. So I stitched her in all the called for colours. Really pleased with her. She was so lovely to stitch. Don't know whether you can see there the clouds and some seagulls there. Can't quite see them properly on this fabric. And as I've said before, the camera on my laptop really doesn't show up the colours very well. But yeah, really pleased with her as well. So when she was finished, I picked up this one, and that's Cosmic Dreams. And I started this in between finishing the spring piece for the seasonal sal and starting the summer one. And I hadn't got a finish, so I decided to get her out again and see if I could get her finished, because I was going to start an autumn piece, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And there we go. So this is a 32 count Blue Murano by Zweigart, and I used all the call for DMCs, and I just think she is fantastic. I've said it before and I'll say it again, there is something incredibly special about Barbara Anna's design. She has got such a fantastic eye for colour, and just the designs as a whole, especially her Dreaming Girls. I love her Dreaming Girls. So yeah, really, really pleased with her. And one thing I need to do actually is get a hoop for her, because I don't have one in that size. And I did an order with Wool Warehouse for some fabric. Abby asked me to get her some hoops on the same order, and I totally forgot to get one for that. Which is just typical, isn't it? But never mind, I will have a look in our local boys and see if they have one the size that I need. So I'll leave that there because that's a new start in there. And then my final finish that I can show is I'm so sorry, I've got so many bits of fabric in there. And it is Blackbird Designs The Long and Winding Road, the bane of my life. So this was my Tuesday night stitch along with my lovely, lovely friends Barb and Mouse. And if you've watched me before, you know that I have not enjoyed this. But I persevered with it because I wanted it. I love the design, but I just didn't enjoy stitching it. So I wanted to get it stitched and finished so that it could go with the other four pieces from the series, the Magical Mystery Toe series. So I stitched this with mostly the call for. I did swap out one of the reds and one of the pinks to DMCs that Gill's Golden Needle she'd used when she stitched it. And it's on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. And there we have it. All finished. Yay! Ah, thank God. So, I don't know, if you can see that there, this should have had lazy daisies. I didn't use lazy daisies. This should have had as well, and I've just left them out altogether. But this one I've just filled in with cross stitches instead. So I am delighted to have it done. And I just need to, I'm going to pop it in a hoop, I think, and then it can hang with the others. So I just have Strawberry Fields to stitch now. I don't know when I'll do that. Might not be until next year now. So yeah, that's my final finish for this time that I can show. So I have had 2 new starts, and one of them is from Blackbird Designs Merry December. So again, this is for my Tuesday night Sal with Barb and Mouse. And I'm not going to stitch this one because I already have this one. Chris, I think I mentioned last time that Chris had given me this for one of our ornament exchanges that we do. So I've started this one, which is Deer in the Meadow. So yeah, started that one. So I'm stitching it with the DMC conversion off the chart. Not all there because they're also in other projects. And I'm stitching it on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha because I like Vintage Country Mocha. and that's what I got done. I started it last night, so I did get a really, really good start on it. I don't think it's going to take too long to do, and I'm going to do this one next, which I think is Snowy Night. I think that one's called Snowy Eve. So yeah, that was my start. I nearly didn't start anything. And it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't because I couldn't be bothered to kit it up because it was kitted. I considered reading instead. Oh, sorry, I'm doing the zips up. I'm really sorry. Right, my next start is also a haul, and I just need to put that over there. And I couldn't resist. It's the Cleo Mystery Sal, the new Barbara Anna Designs Mystery Sal, which started a week last Friday. Yeah, part 2 comes out this Friday. Yeah, I couldn't resist it. I was holding out to see what the first part looked like. And when the first part was released, Mia, who is Creepy Stitcher on Instagram, she put up a close-up of her model stitch, because she model stitches for Barbara Anna, and I thought that's it, I'm doing it. I'm not starting an autumn piece, sorry Lynn. I want to do this. So I was thinking about doing it on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, but unfortunately I didn't have any. So I considered buying the actual fabric, which is dark chocolate linen from Zweigart, and then I thought I don't really want to have to buy it, because I wasn't sure that, obviously buying a fat quarter, I wasn't sure whether I'd use the rest of it. So I looked in my stash and I found this, and it's not showing up. It's really not showing up. It is a much brighter, it's like a pinky peachy. This just shows it as dull. It's a 32 count opalescent from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and I bought this. Megan put up some bits that she had left from the Super Sunday fabric sale, not the last one, the one before I think it was, and I thought, right, I'm going to have that because I really, really like the colour. I did think it might be a little bit more mottled, but that's fine, I'm not particularly bothered. Sorry, I'm wafting this about instead of letting you see it. So I think, well, no, I'm not halfway, because I've got all the hieroglyphics at the top to do as well, so I'm not halfway. But I just love this. I absolutely love the colours in this. There's just the lovely bright blues and the red there in the middle. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. So these are all the called for DMC threads, which are nicely in there. And then there is also Petite Treasure Braid, sorry for the glare there, in PB01. Now, I don't think I'm going to have enough, not entirely sure, and nowhere that I have looked in the UK has any in stock. So keep your fingers crossed. Obviously with this just being part 1, I don't know how much more it's going to use. I am assuming that, judging by this, there is going to be quite a lot in it. So if I can't get any in the UK, I'm just going to have to order some from somewhere else outside of the UK. Because yeah, nowhere, absolutely nowhere has it in stock where I have looked online, because I don't have a shop nearby. So right, I'll do that up. And then yeah, they were my 2 new starts. Sorry, I'm just going to grab a drink. Right, my next... Well, we'll go on to whips next. Sorry. You wouldn't think I've been doing this for 2 years, would you? So my next whip is Stitches Through the Years Happy Harvest. And this is my Friday night stitch along with my lovely, lovely friend Barb. We stitch sheep on a Friday at the moment. We're thinking of having a change, but I want to get all of these stitched before we do. So I'm using the called for DMC threads. Don't think they're all in there. In fact, no, they're not. A few of them are in. Well, when I try and find a thread, it's usually in Pink House Sampler. And I'm stitching this over 1/2 on 40 count vintage country mocha. And as you can see, my border met. I'm getting good at this. I've just jinxed it, haven't I? I have just jinxed my borders meeting. So yeah, my border met. I've just done the little stalks of the pumpkins. So I have to go back around and do all the pumpkins. I've started on the wording at the top. Still need to fill in more bits of the house, but that's fine. I'm just kind of going here and there to keep a bit of interest, if you like. So yeah, absolutely loving this, and at the moment it seems to be going much better than the summer one. But having said that, I haven't got to the grass yet, all this grass at the bottom, because there is a lot of it. Sorry, just had to undo the zip a little bit more. It wasn't quite opened enough. Right, next one is the very, very famous Plum Street Samplers Pink House Sampler, affectionately known as #BigAssPinkHouseSal, which I'm doing with my lovely friend Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher. And if you haven't seen Elaine's floss tube, do pop on over and have a look. Yeah, love Elaine. She's absolutely brilliant. So Elaine is stitching this on a 36 count platinum, and she's using all the called for hand-dyed threads. I would say we've probably about done the same, but we've just done in different places. So Elaine's actually started on the verse here, and she's changed it slightly, and she hasn't got the border whereas I've done the border, and I haven't started on this bit yet. I've charted it. I've charted what I want to put in there. I just need to think about how it's going to fit. It will fit in, but I just need to think about numbers and things, just to make it fit properly. So I'm stitching mine in the DMC conversion off the chart, and I'm stitching it 1/1 on 25 count vintage country mocha, and there we are, and I can't see there. Yeah, so as you can see, I got my border finished. It didn't meet the first time, but thankfully I just made a teeny mistake somewhere here, so I didn't have too much to unpick. I've started putting in one colour of the flowers. I do still need to go back and finish the flowers in the grass, and I need to finish these chimney stacks. I've got some other colours to pop in there. And then, as I say, it's the verse and there's some more flowers to put in up here. But yeah, it's going well. It's going very well, actually. It's going so much better than I could have ever hoped for, to be honest, because I did think I'd be sick of it by now. But it's kind of now I can see the home stretch sort of thing. So yeah. It's been a lovely, lovely stitch as this. Obviously still a lot to do. And over 1 on 25 count does tend to be a little bit slow as well, but that's fine. So yeah, I've got, I don't know where it is actually. I've got my chart, my little quote charted, and it's from Charlie Mackes's book. I always get it in the wrong order. The boy, the mole, the fox and the horse. For some reason I always want to say hare, and I know it's not a hare. Right, next whip is from Cross Stitcher, May 2021, and it's this one here by Emma Congdon of Stitch Rovia, The Simple Things. And this is a stitch along that lovely Yoanita Stitchy Things, and I hosting. Steve, who is Riven Hain on Instagram, he's just finished this actually, and it looks absolutely amazing. Love it, Steve. It just looks so pretty. And the Stitching Ewe, she's lost her stitchy bug there, so hopefully she'll get back to it soon. Cucki Bliss is going to start it with us, and Sallyann Crafting, she's hoping to restart it on a different fabric. So I'm stitching mine with DMC 798. I'm on my second skein now. I have bought 2 more skeins just in case. Don't know whether I'll need them, but I'd rather have them than not. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Vintage Sun by Zweigart. Again, camera really does not show it up. It's brighter. This just makes it look dull, and it isn't. And that's where I'm at. So as you can see, I've finished the fence. Caused me a couple of headaches, did the fence, but it's fine now. And I've now come down here. So really, really enjoying that. I just love it. It just looks such a beautiful, peaceful place to be. Yep, so that is that whip. And then I'm still secret stitching on Sunday. So I'll just show you what I've got done on Guardian, Heaven and Earth Designs Guardian, artwork by Selena Fennick. So I'm on page 21. Yep, page 21. I had to think about that then. So as you can see, I've just done a little bit here. No, I think I'd done that actually. I think I'd done that last time. So I'm just working. I was going to go across, and then I just decided to go down instead. So I'm just going to work my way to the bottom with, I think that's 535, and then come back up and start working my way down again. So it's not going too bad. Not done a lot on it these past few days. Hopefully I'll get back into the swing of it at some point. Right, we will now do Stitch Kindness. So I was looking at the wooden thread winders, and I had a look at a place in the US that does them, very reasonably priced, but when I put one in my cart, it was $68 shipping, and I'm like, no, not paying that. So I just put some feelers out on Facebook asking if anybody knew of anywhere that that made them in the UK. And Sharon, Shaz Bruce, lovely Sharon, she sent me a message and said, don't buy one. I've got two. I don't use them. Sent me a picture of them, and she sent me this one. And I've already put it to use as well. Been winding lots of black thread. And she also very kindly sent me some floss cards as well, from obviously from when the floss drop trade that Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, arranged. Oh God, is that my window cleaner? Please don't tell me that's my window cleaner, because I'm going to have to pause if it is. Can't be doing with him looking through the window at me. It is him. Bear with me. Sorry about that. Right, I'm going to move on to haul now. So when I was looking for fabric to start Cleo, the Cleo Mystery Sal, I thought I need to stock up on 32 count because I don't have a massive amount left. Sorry, my hair's annoying me. So I just, as I say, I popped an order in with Wool Warehouse, so I just got some 32 count vintage marble Murano and some vintage country mocha Murano. And the reason I went for the 32 count, as silly as it sounds, was it's cheaper. It's about £3 cheaper. So I went for that. Just trying to save a little bit of money. I love linen, don't get me wrong, I like linen. I do also like Murano. And then I think I mentioned last time I was waiting for an order to come, and I got this. Long Dog Samplers, the Pilgrim. When I looked at it, I thought, what have you done? Why? Why did you do this? You must be mad. But I do like it. Well, to be honest, I love it. I just love you just see something different every time you look at it. So I can imagine what it's going to be like when I start stitching it. So I don't know when I'm going to start it, but I have used my floss winder. Why is it some people can get them to look so neat and mine just look a mess already even before I've started using them? So what I did, I had some of these rings left from years ago. I can't even remember what I bought them for. So I just popped this, which you may remember was part of a lovely package that came from one of the ladies that I've got to know through my floss tube. So I just pop that on there, and then when I start stitching this, I'm just going to see it all the time. So I have my fabric, I just haven't got my fabric cut, and I'm going to serge it because it's going to take me a long time. And then I'm going to use the scissors that the lady sent me as well while I'm stitching this. And I think I have decided, there was some on my floss ring, on Old World Red by Carrie's Creations for the words. I cannot for the life of me find just, you know, sort of looking on a screen, I just cannot find a goldy colour that I particularly like. So, and then my final piece of haul, again mentioned last time that I was going to get myself a 5-year diary planner type thing. Lynn the Lancashire Stitcher, she showed one that she'd bought last year. So this is mine. Get shit done. And so I got this off Amazon, and the makers are Lovely Little Press. So yeah, that's my 5-year plan. So that is that. And then, whoops, I nearly knocked my glass over. I do have a giveaway which I will talk about in a minute. Might be a long video again, I do apologise. I don't really like doing exceptionally long videos, but I did say last time that I was going to talk about my 6 for 60. Basically, if anybody wants to join me with any of these, please feel free to do so. I haven't got my list of when I'm starting what, but that doesn't matter, I can do that. So this is one of them, and it's Rebel Stitcher Designs Happily Ever After. And it doesn't give you the a DMC conversion, so I'm trying to convert it myself. Well, look online at stuff, and I think there's only one that I can't find, so I'll just swap it out for something. And I'm going to stitch this. I'm not going to take it out. On a piece of 36 count Coffee Craft fabrics, and this was one of the fabric of the month that I got. I did 6 months of the fabric of the month with them. So that's going to be one of my 6 for 60. And then I'm going to do Stitches Through the Years Waiting for Santa. And I'm going to stitch this on 40 count vintage country mocha, same as I've done the one that I've finished and the one that I'm stitching now. And then I have chosen, sorry for the rustling, Barbara Anna Designs Dreaming Girl. And I'm going to stitch this on a 32 count, no idea what blue it is, but that's what I'm going to use. I think she'll look rather nice on that. I think it's a 32 count, yes, definitely a 32 count. And I'm also going to do, oh, thought this was my last one, but it's not. I can't count. Blackbird Designs Christmas Rose. It's December baby. Although I shouldn't have been, I should have been a January baby really, but I've had this in my stash for such a long time, so I think it's time. And I'm going to use a 36 count Coffee Craft fabrics on fabric of the month. And then this one, Stacey Nash, It's a Wonderful Life Pink Keep drum. And I'm going to stitch it on a 36 count, I think that's a summer khaki. And again, I don't think this has the conversion either, so I'll just convert it to DMC. I don't want to buy any hand dyes unless, well, should I say use any hand dyes unless I have them in my stash. So these will probably mostly be done on with DMC. And then the one that I'm going to start on my actual birthday is Teresa Kogut With Thy Hands. Yeah, With Thy Hands. And I'm going to stitch the sampler. I do want to do the other bits. And I have some 40 count vintage country mocha to stitch that on, but I've just not cut a piece to put in yet. So when it gets nearer the time, I'm going to kit them all up with the threads. As I say, I have got sort of the dates and things that I want to start them all on. So the first 5 will be started for the first 5 days of December, and then I'll just work on those 5 until my actual birthday. Then I will start with Thy Hands, and then I'll sort of sort out a proper sort of rotation for them. Right, shall we do now? Right, I have a giveaway. So last year, if you were watching me last year, I took part in the summer cross stitch camp, and I won a prize package in August. So I've kind of sat on it for a year. I did give one away straight away because it wasn't to my taste, and I gave it to Yaz because I thought it might be something that Yaz would like to stitch. But now I have decided to give away 3 of the other charts that I got. I have kept 3 that I intend to stitch at some point, but these 3 I don't think I will. So don't say giveaway, don't say contest, anything like that will get the bots or the scammers involved. You have to be over 18 to enter so that I can ask for your address, and this is open to people in the UK only, please. If you are outside of the UK, please don't enter. Postage is just getting silly, and you know, I can't justify the price of postage. It's getting bad enough just sending within the UK, to be fair, at the moment. Yes, so the first one is from the Prim Stitch series by Laurie Halter Being My Bonnet, and it is welcoming and cheerful. So for this one, if you could use the word prim, P-R-I-M, and then I have this one, Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's the Seasonal Celebrations series, and it's autumn. So for this one, if you could use the word autumn, please, A-U-T-U-M-N. And then this one, Hello from Liz Matthews, Quaker Pumpkins. And for this one, if you could use the word pumpkins, P-U-M-P-K-I-N-S. And I've made a note so I remember which words that I wanted you to use. And I'll pick a winner using I will pick 3 winners. Don't mind if you enter for all 3, that's fine. But you can only win 1, because obviously I want it to be fair for everybody. So yeah, if you want to win any of those, so I'll just repeat that and then use the word prim, use the word autumn, and use the word pumpkins. Right, what else do I have? Right, I just have one floss tube shout out this week, and it's for a new floss tuber, and it's Hannah Woolston Home. I'll pop her a link down below to her floss tube. Yeah, I've followed Hannah on Instagram for quite a while now, and she has just recently started a floss tube. She's got 2 up at the moment, which have been whip parades. She has some absolutely amazing pieces that she's stitching. She does a variety. She does long dogs, she does fancy ladies, oh god, I can't even remember, just so many absolutely amazing pieces. So lovely to have you in the community of Flosstube Hannah. So if you fancy a new floss tuber to watch, please do go and give us some love. Yeah, so I'll pop the link down below. So what now? I'll just do just a quickish life update. So my husband's on holiday again this week. Yep, again. So what happened was he knew that he had so many weeks holiday to get in before he actually takes early retirement. And he wasn't sure what to do. He wasn't sure whether to take the holidays or whether to get paid for them, but his line manager said he's unlikely to get paid for them. So, and it's he booked 3 weeks holiday, so he's got this week off, then he's back at work for a week, then he was off for 2 weeks, then back for a week, then that's it. But he double checked with HR, and he's had to take 3 days off his holidays, so he'll actually have a week back, 3 days back, then 2 days and a week off, and then back for a week, if that makes any sense. So yeah, he's getting a bit jittery now. Obviously he's worked 40 odd years of his life, or whatever, 45 odd years, and then he's going to be doing nothing. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge. Obviously there'll be things that he can do. We can take days out when we feel like it, maybe go away now and again when we feel like it. So yeah, and then last time I filmed, Jess was having her first talking therapy appointment. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen my rant of the afternoon after I had filmed. Or was it the next day? I can't remember, but I know I had a rant on Instagram and Facebook. So she had been triaged just a few days after she'd rung up to see if she could get some help. And the lady that she spoke to had said, yeah, you are clearly struggling, so we will get you an appointment. So she got an appointment made. A couple of days before, I don't know whether she was emailed or sent a text with a questionnaire, which she filled in. And then when they rang her for her appointment on the day, she was basically told, you are not eligible because you're not bad enough. Yeah, you are not bad enough. You can imagine how she felt. You can imagine how we felt for her. So yeah, she's not getting any help on the NHS. They just cut to the bone. They don't have the staff, and it's bad. It's bad when she cannot get the help that she clearly needs to get herself back on track. So, and the worst thing for me was that they actually gave her the telephone number for crisis and the Samaritans just in case she needed them. So in other words, you have to be in crisis, suicidal, before they will give you any help. And basically, she wants to avoid being that bad that she cannot leave the house. Which has already happened. It happened a few years ago, where she had a breakdown. She could not leave the house. She was too scared, anxious to leave the house. In fact, at one point, she basically locked herself away in the bathroom because she could not come out of the bathroom. And she didn't want to get to that again. So unless she pays for help, she can't get help. And you know, it's a bit of a bugger when you've got to pay for help when there's an NHS there. It's not their fault. It's not the NHS's fault. I don't blame them at all, because they just don't have the resources. They don't have the money, thanks to this government and the managers. Basically, it's this government, because, you know, they put the managers in there. So, yeah, she is trying to help herself. So she's I have to say that the amount of people who reached out to me on Instagram was absolutely amazing. I had so many messages of suggestions and things, and just basically saying, I hope she's okay, I hope you are all okay. Because obviously it doesn't just affect her, it affects us all. She started listening to some podcasts which somebody suggested, and she's taking so much of that on board. She's making lists of things that she feels that she needs to do, and how anxious that makes her feel doing them. And she's just determined to try and sort it herself. She is on. She has had her medication upped by the doctor. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, last week she did go to our nearest town with her sister Abby, and she was fine. Yesterday she went to the animal park with my husband, and she was fine, absolutely loved it. And he said it was so nice to see her out and to see her enjoying herself. And I think tomorrow we're going to our nearest city. She wants to take some stuff into CEX to sell. So hopefully she will get there. But no thanks to yeah, so if you were one of those people who reached out and you watched, thank you so much. You have no idea. Well, you maybe do. You probably do, actually, if obviously it was people that had been through it themselves as well. So yeah, you will know how much it means for people to try and help you. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Right, I think it's time I went, because we're nearly at 50 minutes and last time was a long one. So yeah, hopefully the next one won't be quite so long. So I'm going to wrap this up now. It's getting a little bit dull outside. We're supposed to have a storm, but I don't know whether it's going to reach us or not. Supposed to be some high winds and some rain, but I don't think we're gonna get very high winds. So yeah. So I will see you in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. Just enjoy every stitch. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.